When Nelson Mandela finally stepped into freedom, he did not ask for revenge. He asked for something more dangerous, far more dangerous. He asked for reconciliation. Mandela entered prison a revolutionary, confident, fiery, and ready to fight apartheid by any means necessary. The apartheid government hoped prison would break him, but instead, prison refined him. He learned patience and he learned that anger can shake a nation. But you see, forgiveness is going to reshape it. And when the world pressured South Africa to end apartheid, Mandela was released, but not as a victim. He was released as a strategist who understood the weight of leadership in a divided country. When Mandela walked out, the country was a ticking time bomb. Townships were burning, rival liberation groups were clashing, white conservatives were preparing for war, black communities were demanding justice. They wanted justice right now. Mandela could have weaponized that anger. It would have been the easiest way out, and everything was just burned to the ground. He could have called for payback. He had every right to ask for payback because they are taking so much from them. The people would have followed him. Trust, they would have followed him. Instead, what did he do? He told the angry youth, "Your bitterness is justified, but we cannot build our future with it." And slowly the temperature of the country changed. Everything cooled down. One of Mandela's greatest leadership choices was one of his most controversial. He sat at the table with the same people who jailed him. Talk about a man who is in control of his emotions, who is in control of his senses, not because they deserved kindness, but because South Africa deserved peace. He could see the bigger picture. He could see the long game. A lot of our leaders these days are very short-sighted. Very short-sighted. They are all about what they can eat. They get all they can. They can all they get, and then they sit on the can. That's all we know. Our leaders, that's all they know. The negotiations were slow and painful, filled with sabotage and bloodshed. But you see, Mandela understood one thing many African nations never fully embraced. Revolution creates change, but you see, reconciliation sustains it. Without reconciliation, a new nation simply inherits old hatred. And what happens when you inherit old hatred? You repeat the cycle. Mandela already saw that, so he asked for reconciliation. Mandela's choices reshaped Africa's mentality in ways people nearly notice. He taught the continent that forgiveness is not weakness. But you see, there's a second side to that legacy. Many African leaders today use peace as a shield against accountability. You talk about Mandela, but you do not imbibe it. He was also disciplined. He wasn't just calling out for peace sake. He was disciplined in his approach. Mandela offered grace, not silence. He offered unity, not an escape. His lesson to Africa wasn't forget the past, which is the same thing these conversations are about. Don't just forget the past. But you see, you're not learning it so you can hate. You are learning it so you can understand. You are learning it so you can heal from the past. If you don't know why you are wired the way you are, you keep repeating the same mistake. Mandela understood this. Heal from the past so it stops repeating itself. If you think about it, a lot of African nations, you wonder if they know anything about history, the leaders. You keep repeating the same mistakes, you keep taking the same bribes, you keep taking the same aids, you keep taking the same investments, thinking they're investments. Like, did you not learn anything from the past? Think about it. So history is so that we can understand, to avoid repeating the same mistakes. Nelson Mandela knew this, he understood this, and he worked with that mindset. I hope Africa also does the same. Until next time.